Welcome back everyone, Mudford here. Had the quads out again, not racing them but riding them, and I've got an idea of what I want to do before the next race. With XC racing we get some pretty deep ruts after a couple laps, so we don't like to run a skid plate under here because you lose all your ground clearance. So when I first started racing I did have one of those skid plates and I got hung up quite a bit, and there's still a few people that run them and they seem to get hung up a lot and get stuck. So I took mine off, but I have nothing protecting. My chain is the furthest point down right now. So I'll put a picture. You can buy some of these off of eBay and various other places. It's just a metal or steel that bolts on here and protects your sprocket and keeps your chain from getting thrown off when you get in some deep dirt and roots and stuff. There's various different styles, steel and plastic. The cheapest one I've been able to find is like $46, and I need to get 3 of them because I have 2 kids that race also, so it's not cheap. So I thought, you know what, let's see if we can do it for free. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here. And it's going to go something like this. We're done here in the fender well. So I've got this big piece of plastic here, and I've been cutting away at it for different projects, and you can see it's pretty thick. Here's a busted piece over here. What I'm going to do is lay this out, and I should be able to cut this out with my jigsaw and make some nice round pieces, and get another one over here and another one over down here. Once I get it cut out, I can trim the center of it out and then drill for the bolt holes, and we'll test fit it. And then all I'll need to do is buy some longer bolts. What I want is tapered bolts with Allen heads. So that's all I'll need to buy for this project if things go well. So let's get started. It's not quite perfectly round, but it should be good enough for the purposes of this. I made a little compass with a piece of metal and a marker and a screwdriver here. Spun it around. I wasn't quite where I wanted to be, but real close, so I think it'll work pretty good. Now I got the center marked. I'm going to drill it out and then I can cut out the inside. So I got it marked up. I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole here so that I can start my jigsaw, and then I'll get the right bit to drill those out. The nice thing about having a trailer that needs the bed replaced on it is you can just drill right through it and you don't got to worry. It's pretty rotted, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go. So I was doing a test fit with it. I'm pretty pleased. My bolts, of course, aren't long enough, but fits pretty good. It's just perfect for how far it is off the chain. The biggest thing I don't like about it is the inconsistency in the thickness of the plastic, but it was basically scrap plastic, so no big deal there, no worries. I might have to remount the holes a little bit more. Probably going to put a decent sized washer around them and then some nylock nuts, and I think it should work pretty good. I've even got quite a bit of distance here. I might trim it down a little bit before I put it in, just a little bit, maybe like half of that distance. But yeah, all I'm gonna have into it is a little bit of time, some scrap plastic I had laying around, and I'm gonna have to get 4 longer bolts. I'm gonna actually have to get 12 because I'm doing 3 of these, but for saving $150 to $300, I'm happy to buy a couple of bolts. Okay, here's where we're at now. Went to Prime Fastener and was able to get the bolts that I needed. Bolts, nuts, and washers for all 3 quads for right around $20. It was $20 and some odd cents. I don't remember the exact number, but it was under $21. So I got everything I need for that. So what I'm doing next, you can see it's not quite perfectly round. So what I'm going to do next is start the quad up. The back tires are raised. I'm going to put it in gear and let it spin like a lathe. And we're going to slide the grinder up slowly. It's clamped down to this block. We'll see how good it works. And hopefully we will take a little bit off, maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and get it smooth so it doesn't look like it's wobbling when we're going. And then I'm going to cut the bolts off because I got them a little long. I'll just get in there with the grinder and trim them down. Then we'll call this quad done. And I'll take it to the race and we'll see how it does at the race and if it holds up. So I also got the sprocket guard done for Grace's quad. This is a Raptor 250, very similar process. I did a little bit better job on this one. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, of cutting it out. I'm not sure that that's even going to matter, just because it's going to get nicked up and smashed up all the time. That's what its purpose is, for it to hit stuff before the chain and the sprocket. So we've had this on for 2 races on both of ours, and we haven't had any issues. They seem like they're going to work really good. I had some big marks on mine. It looks like Grace hit something right here pretty good. So it looks like they're doing their job. We did Jeremiah's also, and so for the 3 of them, spent $20 as opposed to $150. So pretty happy about that. So anytime when I can make something like this that works and save a few bucks, that's what we're into. It may not look quite as nice as the ones that you buy, that you're going to spend 50, 60, 75, whatever on. It seems like it'll work pretty good. So we're going to stick with the this style. I guess we're more about function than beauty on quads, because it seems like ours are all beat up with the plastic gets scratched anyway. I'd rather spend my money on stuff to make them work better. That's what I'm all about, is saving a few bucks and having a fast quad.